good time together. Glad to see all of you guys. So let's get going. You know our promise. You're the greatest promise keepers in the world. Thank you for participating, being respectful, being on time, staying muted, including your name or changing your name in the Zoom call, and staying seated unless I tell you to get up. And eyes on me. We have our birthday friends, Mr. Michael and Mr. Jaden. What are we doing today? Oh, we didn't do our monkey claps. Oh, monkey clap. Yes. Oh, here comes somebody. Yay. Okay. Yes. Thank you for celebrating Michael and Jaden's birthday in May. And next week, I will make a note to go over any summer birthdays so we can give shout outs for summer birthdays because obviously I won't see you over the summer. So what are we doing today, Miss Cruz? Hi, Miss Melody. Today I will observe and ask questions about objects. So I can differentiate. That means kind of decide, distinguish, tell which one is living or non-living. I know I have it when I can observe, sort, and classify objects into living, non-living, and once living categories and explain the difference. If you were with me during the DBAs, we talked about observable properties. That's one of the observable properties, to ask questions about whether or not it's living, non-living, or once living. So let's get into it. Well, you know, our vocabulary is the most important thing. And that's true in reading and math and social studies. Knowing those big words, those specific words that have to do with the lessons. Everybody listening? I feel like everybody's not looking at me. What's one of our rules? Eyes on me. Hi, hi, hi. Hey, observations, properties, senses, sort, classify, compare, similarities, differences, characteristics. Oh, that's a new one. Characteristics, differentiate, or the word distinguish. That means tell between. So you can tell which one is which. Living, non-living, and once living. All right, you know our bonus words, variation and matter. Everything's made of matter. Before we begin our Nearpod, look at the end of today's lesson. After the Nearpod, we're going to have time for count them, two of our games today. So I've selected Addie's game and Melody's game for today. So we'll play Addie's game first, and then we'll play Melody's game. And next week, we will choose two on Wednesday and I think two on Thursday, and we'll have all of our games done for iReady. Ms. Fox had her own set of rewards for iReady too. So if you have any questions about your scores for reading, please talk to Ms. Fox, okay? She'll tell you what you got. Now, let's do it. Nearpod. Nearpod. I'll put this in the chat so you can see it and access it in case you get kicked out or join later. The code is in our chat. Okay, it is capital L, capital E, 783. That rhymes. LE 783. LE 783. All right, loves. It's fairly short. I'm going to stop sharing and swing over to join you in our Nearpod. And let's find it. There it is. Okay. Addie, do you see my code on my screen? Can you give me a thumbs up if you see the code on my screen? Yeah, do you see it says LE783? Oh, good, good, good. Good. Just want to make sure you see what I see. Thank you. All right, let's see how many friends have joined us. I think everybody's still joining. I see one friend. Two. Oh, how exciting. Two. Since we're a small group, there will be certain times when we find some time to unmute and talk because we're kind of a smaller group. So I think we'll take advantage of that and be able to talk to each other a little more. Okay. So we'll get started first, and then I'll tell you when we can unmute and share some thoughts. 3 friends are in. Let's see. 2, 3. We have 5 of us, and 3 of us are in our Nearpod. Let's see if there's anybody else in the next 20 seconds that joins. We have a nice group in our Nearpod. Of course, you can do this later. You know, I share our Nearpods best I can through, sometimes it's email when I'm not having our live lesson, or more often it's on GroupMe. And you can go, oh, 4. Yes, we have 4 friends in. All right, it's time to start. Okay, let's do it again. What are we doing today again, Miss Cruz? Today you're making observations using your 5 senses, of course, and you're going to learn how to ask questions so you can differentiate between living and non-living things. You know you have it when you can identify that, sort, that goes there, and classify. Ooh, I better label it. Living, non-living, and once living things. All right, all right. Here we go. Take a moment to look around. Look at Christina. Ooh, look at all those things. What are those things? All right, if you are unable to log in, watch my screen. I'm taking a walk around. Look, it's my best friend. Oh, which one's your favorite? Let's see. Oh, found my best friend right there. Okay, so we took a look around, and I'm making my observations. Yeah, I'm not there right now, but I can imagine what it smells like. Ugh. And I can imagine what those cows feel like. And I can imagine what what it looks like. Obviously, we can kind of see it, but if I were there, I could look up and down and all around. I don't think I want to taste anything there, but I bet I could imagine what it sounds like. Anybody want to unmute and tell me what you think it would sound like? Go ahead, Christina.
It's easy because cows only say moo, moo,
That's
moo.
right. They are busy mooing. And I think they're coming here. Maybe they're coming to look for food or water. I don't know. They came to say hi.
For
So
a
let's,
war.
yeah, maybe. Let's make some observations. All right. I think it's important to make some observations. So look carefully because on the next screen, you are going to list all of the observations you made. Okay? As many as you can. And what you think is living, non-living,
And
and
once living.
once living. That's right. So take a moment to look around because that is our expectation. You're going to have to list the living, the non-living, and the once living things. Get ready. Oh, I found a once living. Oh, non-living. Yeah, I see that. Oh, that's non-living. Yeah, no, I don't. That's living. That's living. That's non-living. Non-living. Oh, once living. I see it down here. Okay, ready? Ready? You made all your observations. It is time for you to identify as many as you can, but at least one of each from the picture. And then you can unmute and tell me how you know. How do you know it's living? How do you know it's not living? How do you know it's once living? I'll look for some answers. I looked at the properties, the observable properties. I can observe, and then I can ask some questions that help me distinguish. Good. Which one is that, Melody? What are cows? Living, non-living, or once living?
It's once living.
Are they alive right now? Are they living right now?
Yeah, they are.
So then could you call them living? Oh, that's a good point. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, cows, bridge, sticks. Addie, unmute and tell me what you think of each of those.
The cows are alive.
Yes.
And the bridge is non-living because it doesn't need food, water, space, and air. And once living is ticks because it was once on something living, but then something blew it off or something cut it down.
Exactly.
It fell down and died.
Nice job. I love your explanation and your because statements. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, Siddharth, tell me about that one. Dead grass, tag cows. Go.
Like dead grass is like it was once living.
Yes.
And then like when we pulled it off the ground or rubbed it and it got dead. So
Okay.
it was once living. The
Very
tag I saw like a tag with 100 and then 800 on one of the cow's ears. So that's a non-living thing.
excellent. Even though it's stuck to the cow, that tag itself was not living, right? Good. What else?
And the cows
Are.
were living. They needed to breed.
Oh, you talking about the needs. Excellent. One of their basic needs is to have air. Very good. All right, can I move on to Miss? Who's next? Christina, and let's do Christina, and then we'll come back to Melody. Christina, explain.
So I said the cows are living thing, but I need idea if it's spelled correct, but I tried by myself.
Oh, I can tell it. I knew exactly what you meant. How do you know it's living? How do you know cows are living? Those cows are living. Why?
Because
They.
they were moving.
Oh, they move.
They
Good.
were running,
Yeah, that's right.
but they
So,
were frozen. It's
yeah.
just running.
One time I saw a stick move because it got blown in the wind, but I knew that wasn't living. Is there anything else that gives it away that a cow is living?
No, still living.
No, I know it's still living. Besides moving, what else helps us know that it's a living thing? They do something else.
They eat food.
Yes.
They
Brilliant.
space.
Yay! Talking about those needs.
Space and air.
Yes, wonderful. Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Melody, go back to the clouds. Tell me about the clouds. And then, hi, Jules. Wait, don't unmute yet. Let's let Melody go. Okay, go, Mel.
Well, the clouds are
Very good. Oh, they move, but they don't grow. They don't have needs. They don't eat. They don't have offspring. So, yeah, you're right. They're non-living. You know what clouds are? It's just water vapor. It's like moisture in the air. So we know water's not living. So, of course, clouds would be non-living. Very good. Excellent. I had a kid once who thought that water was living, and I was like, I've never seen water have a baby. Can't do it. All right, let's go to Jules. Hey, Jules, tell me about yours. Julian, tell me about yours.
Mine's a video.
Okay, we can't watch the video all the way through, but tell me about it.
this video it's a science nonfiction video.
Okay. Does it talk about living, non-living, and once living?
No, it just talks about living
Ooh, how do you know something's living?
because it eats and sleeps.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about the sleeping. Very good. And yes, does it have any basic needs?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
food, air,
Food.
space, and water.
Very good. Awesome. All right, guys, moving on. We have more to do, so hang tight. I want you to think about, thank you, Mr. Jules. I want you to think about the characteristics, which is just basically the observable properties, the things that you would describe about the objects. So think about that word, characteristics. This helps you to identify needs. So look at the pictures of the bird, the little girl, the tree, the tractor, the dime, the leaf, and the strawberry. If you think about the characteristics of each one, I think that one is made of metal. I think that one grows. Oh, this one is looking like she's gonna eat something. You're talking about the characteristics of the objects. That helps you to identify whether they're living, non-living, or once living. So in the blue box, here's a list that helps you determine. Number 1, make the observations. 2, describe the characteristics. 3, identify living, non-living, and once living. And number 4, sort. Then you can sort them. This one goes here, this one goes here, and you'll be able to sort them. You can make a table and list all of the objects you see, and you can classify them, put them in each category, and that helps you understand the world around you. All right, guys, so that's a good list to keep in mind. First, you make observations, then you describe them, then you can sort them. I'm sorry, then what was the other one? Oh, yeah, you can identify them, and then you can sort and classify. Now, here's a one you write on. We're going to take this a little slowly. It says select the characteristics of living, non-living, and once living things. So go to the first box with the little girl, the parrot, and the bird. I want you to check off, if you can, all the characteristics that describe a bird, a little girl, and a tree. So let's read through them. If you agree that these are characteristics of them, I want you to check it off. First one says they need food, water, air, and space to live. If that's true, check that off. That's a characteristic. 2, they have heads and bodies. Is that true? How about the third one? They have skin or feathers. Is that true of all of them? Something there doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. Oh, the next one. Grow and change. Oh. And they have leaves and fruit. Wait, do they all have leaves and fruit? They could. Some of them do. Check off the characteristics that describe living things. Oh, you might be checking off a lot there. How about the middle? Let's go through the middle. Non-living. Remember the stick? That was once living, wasn't it? What about the bridge? Oh, yeah, wait, that bridge, look at those stones. This one has a picture of a tractor and a dime. Check off all the characteristics that talk about these, the non-living things. Think of all non-living things, even a rock. Does it move around on its own? Does it eat food and drink water? Does it not need food or water? Does it grow and change? How about it does not need space to grow or air to breathe? Something tells me there's only a couple there you might want to check off for non-living things. Not all those characteristics describe non-living, do they? All right, don't worry. I'm going to let you discuss this in a second. Once living things, let's go to the leaf and the strawberry. Oh, almost, Christina, we're almost there. Once living. Let's read through those. Were once part of a living thing. Once living things were once part of a living thing. It kind of gives the answer in that statement, doesn't it? Do they move around on their own? Have you ever seen a strawberry get up and walk? How about they grow and change? They might change, but does a strawberry that fell off of a strawberry plant still grow? Hmm. Last one. Used to need, they used to need air, food, water, and space to live. Oh, okay, okay. So let's see what I can find. Oh, yeah. Now, remember, you only check off the characteristics that apply. Don't cross out anything because I can't really see the crosses out, when you cross out. So just check off the characteristics that do describe living things, non-living things, and once living things. So let's look at Jules. He says, living things do need food, water, and air. Yeah, and they do grow and change. Nice job. Some of them do have leaves and fruit, and some of them do have skin and feathers, and some of them do have heads and bodies. Oh, you might have some more to check off there. Non-living things, non-living, even a rock. They don't need food or water, and they don't need space to grow or breathe. Once living things, let's look at once living things. Let's see. Addie says they were once part of a living thing, and they used to need air, food, water, and space to live, but they don't move and grow or change. Very nice, Addie. I like how she checked off all of the ones in the first column. Isn't that interesting? When they say living things, they're talking about anything that's a living, anything, any animal, any person, any plant. So I think all of those first characteristics in the first column, they actually should be checked off. What do you guys think? What do you think, Siddharth? Unmute and tell me what you think about that.
I don't think so. Humans don't have leaves and fruits.
But some do, right?
Yeah, but most humans don't.
Okay, okay. So if you were walking around outside and you saw you only had 3 categories, right? Only had a table. You could only do living, non-living, or once living. And you picked up or you pointed to a tree that had apples. Which one would you put it in? Living, non-living, or once living?
If I got an apple that had fallen out of a tree,
Yep.
I'd put it in once living.
Great. What if it was still on the tree?
Then it's still a living thing.
That's right. That's why I would check off that last one too, because they're saying that if you were walking around in nature, just walking around the earth, some actually do have leaves and fruit. That's one of the characteristics of certain living things. Okay. And some do have heads and bodies. So if you saw a dog, he's got a head and a body. Could you put him in living, non-living, or once living? You only have 3 choices. So I would think that the characteristics for heads and bodies is true for living things. Maybe trees don't have heads and bodies per se, but humans do, animals do. So I think we could check that off as a characteristic. And I think you could put the word some in front of those statements. Some have heads and bodies, yes. And some have leaves and fruits, yes. And they are living. All right, so I hope that clears that up for you. Let's move on to questions. In the module, it talked a lot about forming questions. When we first started science, when we first started together months and months and months ago, I said that good scientists ask questions. Always want, how'd that happen? Where's that from? What is that? So we ask questions and we start to get really specific. We start to get really detailed in our questions when we become good scientists. So we have to think about what types of questions we can ask that help us determine whether an object is living, non-living, or once living. So let me read that couple little things on the bottom there, and then we're going to talk about what kind of questions we can ask. The first thing in the orange bubble cloud says, remember our goal, sorting and classifying objects based on living, non-living, or once living. Like the table we just did. That's sorting. We want to sort and classify groups of objects. This goes here, this goes here. So that's our job. That's our goal. Our learning goal is to learn how to sort and classify objects by asking questions about them. So we need to learn how to ask the right questions. Okay, so let's pretend that Miss Cruz was walking around and she saw a caterpillar, crawling on her foot. Ew. And she looked down. Is she going to ask the right questions to determine what part of that table we're going to put that caterpillar in? Let me ask a question. You tell me if this is the right question. Hi, little guy. Do you drive? Do you know how to drive? Do you have a BMW? Hey, wait, I know you got a four-wheeler, right? Monster truck. Are those good questions? How about if I say, do you like strawberries? These are not questions to ask about this caterpillar that would help me determine whether or not he is living, non-living, or once living. I wouldn't ask him, don't you play Minecraft, dude? That's not the type of question we need to ask. So stop and think about what questions would give us answers that we would need to sort him. All right. So we have to be very curious. Let's talk about that caterpillar for 10 seconds. Who has a good question to help us determine whether that caterpillar is living, non-living, or once living? Jules, go.
What if you ask the caterpillar the question? Are you
Yeah.
living, not living, or once living?
Since he can't answer, I've never heard him talk. What question could you answer on your own? Does this caterpillar
Move?
Good job. Excellent question. Let's have another one. Siddharth, go. 10 seconds.
Does the caterpillar breathe out or
Excellent. Yes.
and does it need space?
Wait. That was good. That was good. Let me go to another one. Excellent. Great questions. That would help you determine. Christina, give me 10-second question. Go.
Need water.
Does it need water? Very good. That will help me. And how about Joshua? Hey, Josh, and then Melody. Joshua, give me a good question to ask.
Does it need air?
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Miss Melody, go. Give me a good question to ask to help me figure out if that caterpillar's living, non-living, or once living. Go.
Well,
Does it have...
does it need space to grow?
Good job. Very nice. Does it need food, air, water? Oh, these are the basic needs. Yes. Oh, these are the characteristics of the caterpillar. I could also ask, does it have offspring? Yeah, that would be interesting. When making observations, you can ask scientific questions. Remember, not about Minecraft, okay? Not about, dude, what'd you have for dinner last night? You need to ask questions that you can answer or find out the answer to help you determine how to sort and classify living, non-living, and once living. So let's take a look at some of these questions. Let's see. Oh, get ready to start checking again. Let's go over this. It says, answer the following questions to help tell the difference between each thing. Now, and only now, we have to be really specific. That means only look at the butterfly. Only butterflies, guys. What questions under the butterfly would you ask to help you determine if it's living, non-living, or once living? Let's read it. Does it need food? Is that a good question? Check it off. Does it need water? Is that a good question? Check it off. Does it need space? Does it need air? Does it change and grow? If you like those questions and those would help you, check them off. And you can write, this is a butterfly on the bottom. We already know what it is. Let's go to the middle. Look at Mr. Banana. I don't know what that is. Is that living, non-living, once living? Okay. Does it, let's ask some questions. If you like these questions, check them off. Does it need food or water? Does it take in air? Is it living? Was it once part of a plant? Does it grow? Kind of like those questions, don't you? Those would kind of help me figure out if it is once living, non-living, or living. Okay, let's go to the umbrella. Listen to these questions. If you like these questions, if you think these are good scientific questions that help you determine, distinguish whether they are living, non-living, once living, let's go through and check them off. Does it need food, water, or air? Was it once part of a plant? Was it once part of an animal? Does it grow? And I know it's an umbrella. I know. Okay, so let's look and see how you guys did. Yes. Oh, you guys are, yes, you're just checking off everything because those are all excellent questions. Each one of those questions under each object is essential. It's important to ask. So I would ask all those questions. And then I'd be able to tell which category to place the object in. This is living. Which one's living? Which one's living? Melody, which one of these is a living thing? Butterfly, banana, or umbrella?
The butterfly.
Butterfly, you got it. Which one's once living, Joshua? Once living.
The banana.
The banana. Yes, exactly. And Christina, which one is non-living?
The umbrella.
That's right. Based on the
needs food, water, space, or air.
exactly.
It needs nothing.
That's right. Because you asked those questions, you were able to determine it.
Or
Yeah.
to keep you in the shape and see how
That's right. Thank you. You can't play our games with us later either. Look at this picture and ask questions to find out what is living, non-living, or once living. Hang on a second. This, we may not do this one. This is more of the same type of thing where you just ask questions. So you can do this on your own. When you go back to practice this, I want you to think, brainstorm, think of the questions that you would ask to help you determine whether or not the duck is living, non-living, or once living. Does it need food? Does it need air? All the questions you can think of. All right, so let's move on to, it's quiz time. Now, we're going to look at 10 pictured objects. So out of 10 objects, how many do you think you would need to, oops, I spelled it wrong, to correctly identify as living, once living, or non-living to feel super successful with this lesson? All right, so out of 10, how many do you think you need to get right to feel super successful? A, 5 to 6, B, 7 to 8, or C, 9 to 10, I would need to get right to feel like I know how to sort objects, how to ask questions, and then sort and classify objects to determine if they're living, non-living, or once living. Okay. Got your answer, Christina? Okay, let's move on. It's quiz time. So you're going to see these objects right here. Is this going to work for us? Hold on. Wait for me. Oh, okay. Well, let's just talk about it. I don't think you can write on this one. So let's see who gets the quiz questions right. So I want you to, if you can write on it, go ahead. If you cannot write on it, then I want you to unmute and tell me which ones are the living, which ones are the non-living, and which ones are the once living. Anybody want to go first? Okay, Christina's got her hand up first. Here we go. How many living things and which ones are they? Living first.
So the caterpillar's living.
Mm-hmm.
And the snake.
Mm-hmm.
And the boy.
Mm-hmm. One more.
And the fruit.
Is that still living? Is it growing? Does it have
Um,
needs still?
No, it's not growing.
Okay, so not the fruit, but look down at the bottom. There's something that is, that's part of a tree. Yes, that's a tree right there, isn't it? I think. So a tree is living, right? Okay, thank you for the living, my love. I'm going to go to the next person. Who thinks they know the non-living? Julian. I'm ready. Non-living.
I really want to do the ones living.
Oh, you want to do once living?
Mhm.
Oh, I don't mind that at all. Go for it.
The shedded snakeskin,
Yes.
the flower,
Yes.
and the fruit.
Yay, beautiful. You got those right. Excellent. All right, Miss Melody, I see your hand. Tell me the non-living. Go for it, Melody. Thank you, Jules. That was great.
Well, the non-living is the scissors,
Mm-hmm.
the toothbrush,
Mm-hmm.
and the dead flower.
Oh, think about that dead flower for a minute. Something that's dead used to be.
Once living.
Oh, so let's move that flower, the dead flower, into the once living category with Julian. And there is one more object that is yes, very good, very good. Excellent, excellent. All right, guys, give me 10 fingers if you got all 10 of them right. Give me 9 fingers if you got 9 of them right. 8, 7, 6. Nice job. I got them. I got most of them right. I had to think about what this one was, this snake skin. I couldn't see it very well, believe it or not. All right, guys, we're almost ready for the games, but you're going to do one more thing for me. How do I know you've got this? Remember what our goal was today, to ask questions, very specific scientific questions that help us determine the characteristics of an object so we can identify, sort, and classify them into living, non-living, or once living. So what did you learn today that would help you distinguish between living, non-living, or once living? Write something good. What was something important to remember that proves to me that you know? Oh, needs. Yes. I have to look at their needs. Very good, Josh. Anybody else? Julian, I have to make observations. I think that's what you're trying to tell me, right? Yeah, okay, good. Talking about needs, Miss Addie. Thank you. Wonderful job. Where is Addie? I lost her. She's there. I gotta see her picture. There she is. I saw her. Okay. Lost you for a minute. All right, what else, guys? Anybody have anything to say about questions? What about characteristics? Remember that big word? Oh, yes, Christina, that's right. We are talking about the needs, so we make our observations. Yeah. We look at their characteristics, we ask questions, and then we can identify, which means tell what it is, and then sort and classify. Very good. I love these observations you guys are making. One more. There's the needs again. Very good. Is anyone going to say we need to ask questions? Where's my question marks? Where's my little scientists? Somebody better say something about asking questions. We need to ask questions so we can Remember the little caterpillar? We had to ask the right questions. Anybody going to say anything about that? Oh, somebody say something about it. That's okay, Josh. Let's see. Siddharth says, oh, yes, Melody. Melody. That's right. Remember the lesson, learning about which questions to ask to help us determine whether or not something is living, non-living, or once living. So once we make the observations, we have to stop and ask the questions. Very good. Yes, I see that. Okay, guys, let's finish up. Thank you for learning with me. Is that how you dance, Addie? All right.
To climb.
Oh, we did that other quick quiz. So we have games to play. So let's move on.
Lost. That's how I dance.
I think so. That's how I dance too. All right. So we have 2 games to play. I'm going to stop sharing here so I can see all your cute faces. The first one is a scavenger hunt, and that's going to be Miss Addie's game. And she and I are going to take turns.